Hi, hello, my name is Hans and welcome back to another of my video of my challenge speaking English, like 30 days speaking English challenge, and today is the 8th day of the challenge. And I just want to talk about what's the change, so the shift that makes me like lose that makes me that made me lost my fear of speaking in whatever languages that I'm learning. So I've learned Spanish before and English, and I think the fear of making mistakes in speaking is the biggest, like your biggest enemy when you're trying to learn a language, when you're trying to make progress. And in the past, I used to be really scared to speak another language. I didn't want people to laugh at me or criticize me, my accent or whatever. And that wasn't benefit for me. Like, I wasn't getting better or improving. I was I was just stuck because I was too scared of opening my mouth and just speak. Because the goal of learning a language is to be able to communicate, to be able to explain something or create a relation with someone. It's not about being fancy or about using like obscure words or being like fancy or speak like formal or informal. It's just to be able to communicate. Think about a baby or children. They don't care about making mistakes. They don't care about sounding like weird. They don't care about having a perfect accent. They just want to communicate. So I I took this example from my sister. She has like 3 years old, and she doesn't care about making mistakes and about this stuff. She doesn't stress out about those things. She just speak out. She just asking what she wants. She just living her best life. And when I lost this fear of making mistakes, okay, sometimes yeah, I admire it. No, I I know that sometimes I sound like weird. My accent sounds off and everything. Sometimes everything just, even when you think you're improving or you're getting better, and sometimes you just feel like you're not getting better at all. You just feel like you're making more mistakes than yesterday. That's frustrating. It's like you're making one it's like you're making one leap forward and and two leap, and you know what I'm saying. It's just like you don't go anywhere. You feel stuck. And I think the best way is to keep going, to keep speaking, and one day you're just gonna get better. I think the only way to fail at something is to give up. As long as you try, as long as you keep going, you're gonna get better. You have to be consistent in anything you want to learn, anything you want to improve. So losing the fear of speaking out, the fear of speaking, the fear of making mistakes, that's a huge shift that helped me a lot, because now I can make friends with whatever person I want. I can speak out in front of my class, share my thoughts on a topic in a language which is not mine. For example, in Spanish, I know I make some grammar mistakes, like confusing feminine with confusing feminine with masculine, but Most of the time people don't really notice these mistakes except you, because they are more like focusing on the message you're trying to transmit translate or convey than your grammar mistakes or your pronunciation mistakes or even your accent. I used to, even knowing the answer of a question, to just shut my mouth, to just don't speak, don't share anything, because I was too scared of what other people can say about my accent. Like, I was scared of people like laughing at me at last and everything that. But now that I'm participate in anything in my class, people don't really laugh at me, or they don't really like focusing or noticing mistakes I'm doing or everything like that. They're just hearing me and focusing on the message. Even myself, when I'm watching a YouTube video about a topic that I like, I don't really notice that the accent of the people who are talking or who are like explaining something. I just want to get the information, the thing that I came to YouTube to see or to hear. I noticed that the people or the person that was talking, like, she or he is from another place or another country. In the comment section, where some people are saying that, where do you from, or what this accent, or this type of comment. But usually I don't really know. I'm not really focusing on the accent. I'm more focusing on the message. So if you're trying to learn a language, or you're really scared of speaking, just remember babies or children. They're really cute, and just remember that they just want to make friends, asking for something, communicate with people. They're really cute and they make you laugh, but they don't really care about anything. They just want to make friends, asking for something, this kind of thing. Just remember that, and try to do it. Try to just do it for one day. Try it. Try to just speak about something. Don't really like push yourself harder, or be hard on yourself for making mistakes, because you learn from mistakes. If you don't try, or if you don't make mistakes, how you gonna learn? You learn more from mistakes than from success. Because when I answer a question in class, which I can be correct about the question, I answer it really good, but I don't really learn something new. Yeah, I'm more confident because I know the answer and I just say it, but after that I don't really learn anything. But when I made a mistakes, like I answer a question wrongly, I gave a wrong answer, and now I learn. Like when the teacher correct me, now I learn something new, and it stays longer in my memory than like answering a question. Just be yourself and try to speak the language. Try to make friends with that, because most of the time, even though there are some people who are like, they want to criticize you or laughing at you or judging you, and who cares? After 2 to 3 days, nobody gonna remember that. Or usually the people who are judging you or criticizing you, they don't really like experience they don't really they didn't really, or they don't really experiencing the, how can I say that, the process of learning a new language, because it's not easy to learn a new language. So if I could find, someone, okay, if I could find someone who like learning my native language, I would be so happy to help him, to help this person, or to help this if it's a woman or a guy, I don't know. I would be really happy to help them out. I would be happy that someone is trying hard to learn my language. I would not laugh at them. On the contrary, I would try to help them, because I know how it felt. I know how it feels to learn a language, a foreign language. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching my video, even though I made a lot of mistakes through my grammar, vocabulary, I know, and I'm trying to improve. So see you tomorrow.